The lighthouse stood alone on the rocky cliffs, its beam cutting through the night like a sword. Arun had tended it for years, isolated from the world, his only company the howling wind and crashing waves. He had grown accustomed to solitude, his life dictated by routine: wake with the dawn, mend the tower's aging walls, and when dusk fell, light the lantern that never, ever could be allowed to go dark. He kept no calendar. The days and nights blended into one long vigil. He had no visitors, and he wanted none. Only the ships that passed in the distance reminded him that the world beyond still existed. Yet deep down, Arun knew that his duty was not merely to guide travellers to safety. It was to keep something hidden, something beneath the waves. One evening, as Arun tended to the light, a ship appeared on the horizon, its sails struggling against the wind. He tensed, watching it sway dangerously close to the jagged rocks. Instinct told him to pray for their safety, but another part of him, a part that had been moulded by years of warnings, reminded him of the truth. He remembered the words of the keeper before him, an old man with sunken eyes and a voice like rusted chains. Never let the light go out, not for a second. Arun hadn't questioned him then. He had merely obeyed. But in the years that followed, he often found himself wondering what exactly would happen if the lantern failed. Tonight, as the ship righted itself and drifted away from the cliffs, he breathed a sigh of relief. The light still burned, for now. The knock came at midnight. Arun froze. No one ever came here. The lighthouse was too remote, the sea too treacherous, and yet, as the wind howled against the glass, something stood on the other side of the door. Knock, knock, knock. Slowly, Arun unlatched the heavy wooden door. A woman stood there, drenched in seawater, her long coat clinging to her frame. Dark eyes peered at him, searching. "You've kept it hidden for so long," she said softly. "But it's time, isn't it?" Arun's breath hitched. He didn't know her, and yet something about her words, about her presence, sent a chill down his spine. "I don't know what you mean," he said, his voice hoarse. The woman tilted her head. "Yes, you do." The woman stepped inside, her boots leaving wet prints on the wooden floor. Arun watched her warily, gripping the edge of the table as if it could anchor him. She walked to the center of the room, where the light's mechanisms whirred steadily. "This place," she murmured. "You were never told, were you? The real reason it must stay lit." Arun clenched his jaw. "To keep the ship safe." She laughed, a low, almost pitying sound. "No, to keep it contained." His stomach twisted. He had always felt there was more to his duty, something unspoken, but hearing it confirmed made the room feel smaller. He swallowed hard. "What happens if it goes out?" The woman turned to him, her gaze sharp as a blade. "Then you will see what you've been guarding all this time." A storm rolled in, sudden and violent. Wind shrieked through the cracks in the lighthouse, rattling the beams. The lantern flickered, its steady glow faltering for the first time in years. Arun worked frantically, hands shaking as he adjusted the oil and flame. The woman stood still, watching. "You were never meant to be the last," she said, over the roar of the wind. Thunder cracked. The lantern sputtered. For the first time since he had taken up his post, Arun feared it might go out. A window shattered. The wind surged through, sending papers and lantern glass flying. Arun threw his arms over his face as the flame stuttered, and then in a single breath it was gone. Darkness swallowed the lighthouse. The wind stopped, the waves outside stilled, an eerie silence replacing the storm's fury. And then, from the depths of the sea, something stirred. The woman let out a slow breath. At last! A sound rose from the ocean, not a wave, not the wind, but a voice, deep, ancient and impossibly vast. At last! By morning, the storm had passed. The lighthouse stood empty. The door hung open, the lantern cold. Arun was gone. The sea was unnaturally still. Weeks later, a new keeper arrived. He was young, eager. He did not know the stories. He only knew that the lighthouse must shine again. He lit the lantern, and from the deep a whisper came, carried on the wind. You shouldn't have done that.
Thank you for watching.
Subscribe PsychGB for more content like this.
Don't forget to like, share, and hit the bell icon to stay updated.